Hello my friends, Noah Hammond here, back for video 3 of the Money Block Breakthrough 4-part video series. And today we're going to be talking about how to make your money work for you. Now before I talk about the grounded, logical, step-by-step things that you can be doing to make your money work for you, I want to talk for a moment about a context, an energy, and who I'm talking to is the people that I like to call creative rebels. You might be one of them if you're watching these videos. I'm talking about the kind of people who see a different vision for what's possible on this planet. I'm talking about the kind of people who have a desire to make a positive impact in the world, who have a desire to see a world of abundance, of peace, of prosperity, of joy, not just for some people, but for all people. I'm talking about the people who feel a calling and a responsibility, almost as if you were born and made and raised to make a difference and to change this planet and to be part of the change that everyone can see needs to happen on this planet. So for you creative rebels, I want to give a moment to take a heart-to-heart, because I'm one of you and I know what it's like to be annoyed with money. And I want to tell you that I have this little theory. It's not scientifically true, but this is my theory, that there's something inside us that dislikes money because we know deep down inside that in many ways it's a constraint. It's a rule, and creative rebels like you and I, we hate rules. We want to bend them, we want to break them, we want to see what's possible, we want to see what's outside the box. Rules put us in the box. We're not fans of the rules, we're fans of something new, we're fans of something great, and we're fans of something different, and we're made that way. It's in our DNA because we want the world to be different. We want change. So change makers like us were born and brought here. Now, money itself is intrinsically neutral. Money is like a brick. As one of the great money teachers out there, Dave Ramsey, would say, you can take a brick and you can build a hospital with it or an orphanage with it, and it's very positive. You could take a brick, you could smash someone's car window with it. It's negative. Money itself, it has no intrinsic right or wrong, good or bad. It's what you do with the money that actually gives it a right or wrong kind of value based on our judgments of it, right? So money itself is intrinsically neutral, but many people use money, and there's a large portion of energy on this planet that uses money to leverage, to hurt, to confine, to enslave, to bewilder, to distract, to confuse, to I want to use the word, it's like to take people away from their purpose, to take people away from their power, to take people away from their truth. Money has been used in a large way to do these things, to cause pain and problems, to cause restrictions and doubts and insecurity, to cause discontent, to cause anger, to cause frustration, resentment, pain, violence, all of these things. Now, you, as a creative rebel, as someone who's here to change the world with your deeds, your actions, your words, who you be on a daily basis, you are sensitive to these things. Whether you acknowledge it or not, you understand and you feel these things on some sort of level in your heart, in your soul, in your brain, in your stomach, somewhere. You feel these things. And so because there is so much quote unquote negativity or pain attached to money in many regards, oftentimes, we are victims of saying that money is wrong and believing that money is wrong and believing that it's bad. If you follow like the Occupy Wall Street, they're always talking about how capitalism is the worst thing ever and capitalism destroys the planet. Well, if capitalism was something different, if it was done by people with a pure heart, pure mind, pure soul, pure intentions for good, for progress, for connection, for community, for sustainability, for happiness, for joy, for peace, for contentment, if people who were managing the money that moves all the little parts of the world were actually attuned to that versus profits versus, numbers versus control versus power, then there'd be no problem with capitalism. There's no problem with the free market. It's that our market isn't free. It's that people are enslaved, that people only have a certain amount of awareness about what they're spending their money on and what that means and what's important and all these things. And we grew up in a very complex matrix designed not to help us see, but to help us stay limited. And money feels like a limiter for many of us. I don't have enough of it. I don't have the skills to get more. I don't have the ability to get more. There's only so much of it out there, and some people already have so much that they're going to keep me down and they're going to keep me away from having it. Us creative rebels feel this, and we grow a distaste for money. And I just feel like it's incredibly important to bring a light to it that right now, right here, money can do great things. Money is doing great things. There's a change coming on this planet. There's a change happening right now. There are millions of projects out there doing positive things. And you know what's fueling all of those projects doing their positive things? Money. And I'm not saying money is the goal of your life. And I'm not saying that money is how you show your worth or your value or how you find happiness. It's not. But if you want to make a difference, and you want to do that in any kind of global fashion or community-based fashion, short from going off the grid and creating a difference by working just with people, one-on-one, working in your community one-on-one, which is great, and I encourage you to do that. But if you want to make a difference in some sort of fashion that's scalable, in some sort of fashion that is repeatable, in some sort of fashion that brings freedom to others, quite often, almost always, in this current world's paradigm, you're going to need some money. So let's get back to talking about how to make money work for you. This is the grounded, the logical step of your money block breakthrough. We talked about our relationship to money. We talked about our thoughts and our mental construct about money. Now this is the real deal nuts and bolts. This is like budgeting. Having a budget in your month, actually knowing where am I going to spend my money on what? Everything, and where is that money coming from? What am I going to spend here on groceries? What am I going to spend here on gas? What am I going to spend over here on my rent, on my utilities, on my bills that I'm paying off, on my debt that I'm paying down, on the charity that I'm currently giving to? All of these different things. What am I going to pay? Where is that money going? Where is it coming from? And how does it all work? That is the start of how you make your money work for you. You have to actually know where it's coming from, where it's going. You have to know, you don't have to know. At certain levels of abundance, when you reach them, you can actually throw all these rules out the window. I know people who make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, they don't budget. They don't need to. They breathe abundance. This is possible. But where you're at right now, if you're struggling with money, you have to reclaim your foundation. You have to declare to the universe that, hey, I am a receptacle, I am a container that doesn't have holes in it, that doesn't have uh-ohs in it, that doesn't have mistakes in it. I am a solid container for abundant wealth. And one of the ways you do that is that you get very prudent about your management. So if you're the kind of person that feels like, oh man, I wanted to buy something and there just wasn't any money in my account. Like, I don't know where it went. Or, oh man, I was gonna buy something, but this other thing happened and then I didn't have the money to buy that thing. If it feels like your money kind of has a life of its own, this is a serious wake-up call that you are the only person who's gonna manage your money. You are the only person who's gonna educate yourself on money. And I know this firsthand. One of a car that I bought just a few years ago, before I really woke up to a lot of these things, I financed it at a ridiculously awful interest rate, right? So if you think that the car dealer is going to educate you on what a proper interest rate is for your car loan, and they're going to tell you what a good deal should look like and what you should stand for your budgets to work out, you got another thing coming. This world is not designed to educate you on your finances. It's designed to make things as easy as possible for you to mess up so you are someone's debt slave. Taking control of your money is how you make your money work for you, because even if you only have $300 to your name for the whole month to feed yourself, clothe yourself, and everything, well, you know exactly how many boxes of ramen noodles God forbid, I hope you're not there buying that, but you can afford, and you know exactly how much money you can give to your local charity, even if it's $2, you know exactly how much. And when you feel the power that comes from planning and then working your plan, from making a plan and actually seeing it in action and knowing that money doesn't just come and go like it's out of your control, that you actually have control of it, these are the first grounded steps to actually making your money work for you, which comes later. After you start managing it, then you get to start investing it. Then you get to start seeing the fruits of those investments. You get to start seeing how the money game works on a lot of different layers, and you start to get the ability to breathe abundance. An affirmation I used for a long time was that I receive money as effortlessly as oxygen. Feel that. I receive money as effortlessly as oxygen. Imagine if that was your reality. It just flows to you. You don't have to think about it. It's possible to get there. You have to get down to the nuts and bolts though, and pull out whatever resistance it is inside your little creative rebel heart to do it. Because I didn't want to look at money. I didn't want to manage money. I didn't want it to be around. I didn't want to pay attention to it. You know, my parents would fight about money when I was growing up. I just wanted everyone to be happy and peaceful. So I didn't even want to look at it. And that was a key missing that unraveled some of my first business successes. You have to be looking at your numbers and your money at a foundational level. And you'll know when you're ready to be able to transcending that. If you don't feel like that's something for you, push through that comfort edge, push through that growth edge, pull out a spreadsheet and budget yourself effectively every dollar that you're going to spend in a month. And you're not going to nail your budget the first time. Do it anyway. You'll adjust, because after you go through the month, you fill in that budget with everything that you actually spent, and then you can make adjustments for the next month. And if you start doing that, it's going to make a huge difference. You're going to leave the I don't know where my money went mentality of not managing it, and you're going to start making your money work for you, going where you tell it. And I'm just going to encourage you here that giving back is an essential part of receiving money. So even if you have very little, take 5% of it or 10% of it and start giving. And it's going to make a huge difference to your ability to receive. Having a hand out to give is the same thing as receiving. They're two sides of the same coin, giving and receiving, right? So just pay attention to that as well. So that's everything I'm feeling called to share in this video right here. I love you for being here. I love you for joining me. And if you want to go deeper, we're doing a 4-week course. We've made it incredibly affordable, all to support each and every one of you in totally up-leveling your money game, totally up-leveling your conversation with money, and having this new and profound peace, clarity, and power inside of your finances and the way they show up in your life. You can find out more about that at moneyblockbreakthrough.com. And I'll see you for our next 4th and final video, where I'll be talking about how to generate cash on demand. The last piece we're going to be talking about in this 4-part series. So I'll see you there. Can't wait.